Well, hello, this is Rosa, rcgkreations. How you doing? Bear with me. I still have a sore throat, coughing still, but I'm feeling so much more better. The more I talk, the more I cough. But anyway, how you doing? We're bringing to you a Did You Know video. I ordered me some potato slips. And these are what they look like. These are ordered from MiGardner. I'll put their link. I have nothing to do with them. This is not sponsored. And I'll put a link in the description box for them. This is my third time ordering from them. So I'm very pleased because I ordered some other vegetables and some flowers. But these seed potatoes, this is my first time growing seed potatoes. Okay? The best rule of thumb is when you get your potatoes, you want them to be nice and firm. See how firm that is? These I bought from our local Lowe's. Did you see that? And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't do my research before I bought them. I wish I had, but I didn't. But anyway, I only spent $4.98 per bag. And I know I'm in zone 9B that I can still plant them. This is I think we got like 4 or 5 more days in March. And I know I can still plant them and they're still okay in my zone. So make sure you do your own research on that. But the biggest problem is, look at them. They're all very pruny. They're very moist. I don't know how well they're going to do. But because I bought them anyway, I'm still going to plant them. I'm still going to try them. We'll see what happens. Okay. So I want to show you a comparison. Number one, look how the eyes have really grown out compared to these which I just got received in the mail about 2 weeks ago. But because I was sick, I couldn't do anything with them. But see the difference how these are all pruny and then they're mushy? These are firm and they're not pruny and they don't have big old eyeballs. They have some. You know, they're all over. Okay. And see like that one right there? That's got a nice little big set of eyes right there. Now this one's a little bitty one. So anything that's tiny like this, just leave the whole thing. Don't cut it or anything. And the reason you want to cut it is you want to cut them because you want the outside to get a layer of, what do you call that? I just had it. I'll put it in a pop-up box because I know I have it somewhere in my notes. I don't want to make this a quickie little video because I'm starting to feel the coughing is going to start to come up again. And the coughing sometimes gets really, really constant, rapid, deep, yucky. So you want, leave these out on a rack, a cookie rack, a container, planting, gardening, seed tray, whatever it is that you have. Something that's gonna let you rest the skin part. And then you want the open part that you just cut to dry, and you want to do this for 1 to 2 days. Just leave it out on your counter, on the island, table, whatever it is that you have, away from the sun, and just let it dry naturally for 1 to 2 days. I'm going to do it for 2 days just to be on the safe side. Okay, because it really doesn't say, almost everywhere I read said either 1 to 2 days, and I'd rather be on the cautiousness because I've done a bunch of YouTube videos, and they said, almost 3 of them that I watch regularly, said that they do it for 2 days. So I'm going to go ahead and do it for 2 days. So you want that layer and all the open exposed potato to dry, and you wanted to get a layer of dry skin on it, and that helps protect the potato from spoiling once it's in the dirt. Okay, so I already did some of those already, but I'm going to show you a line because this one is such a tiny one, as you can see by my hand. See how little that is? That's a tiny little one. I'm going to leave it whole, and you always want to plant a thing that's got at least 2 eyes in it, for preferably 2. But if you only have an area where you cut only has 1, it should be okay. It still should grow, but you want to for sure at least 2 eyes. So this one's going to stay whole all by itself. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. And one thing that's nice about the MiGardner, they give it to you in a paper bag. Well, at least this is how I got mine. I don't know how they do it. Then it's rolled up just like that, and it's folded, and they put the seal over that to keep the bag totally enclosed. And then they put the little label on it so you know what kind of potato it is. So I'm saving my label. This is just me. You don't have to do this. So I know exactly what potato is what. So when I go to plant, I can mark my stake plant of what kind of potato it is. There's some of these potatoes, like I ordered the Yukon Gold. I ordered the red Pontiac. I ordered a russet Burbank because we do a lot of russet potatoes here. But since I'm going to start learning how to grow my own potatoes, I wanted to have a variety. And I'm hoping the next time I get to order that I'll be able to have the fingerlings. Because those are the little small, thin ones that kind of look like fingers, but they're a little plumpy and stuff. Those make great for roasting. And those make great to put as a side dish, like next to a roast, where you don't want the potato mixed in with the roast when you're baking the whole thing. Because you can do it that way or not. But I personally like the flavor of the fingerlings. But they're pretty pricey. Okay. So that's going to be my next order. So here's where I cut it. I didn't pay attention to what I was doing before. And the next time I will is to make sure. And I'm just going to put this right here on top. Just so I know this entire label has the whole thing on it. So I'm going to put this on my little rack. I'll show you in just a minute. Actually, I'll show you right now. See, there's my little rack of the, whoops. I gotta turn my camera so I can see that you're in view. See the little rack? Here's my red Pontiac right here on this row. Then here is my russets back here in the corner. And then this is going to be my Yukon Gold. I am going to put a little separator in here just so I know exactly that I don't get, sorry about the moving the camera on you here. So I don't, whoops, my tripod's still broken. One of these days I'll get it fixed, but this month it's not going to happen because of the illness, and it's expensive to be sick. It costs a lot. I had to go to the doctor 3 different times. Okay, I'm on the phone, but that's okay, because you don't need to see me. You need to see what's going on here. So I'm just going to use this bag where I cut. So you want to cut at where there's at least one eye. So there's one eye there, and you want it to be at least 2 inches in diameter. So there's an eye right here, eye over here. So I'm going to cut right here. And look how you can see the Yukon Gold. So there's one eye right there. And there's another eye right here. So that's going to go on my little rack. And then let's go find another piece where to cut this one. Okay. So got to make sure you have at least one eye in there. So there's a little baby eye, there's another baby eye, and there's one right there. So I'm going to cut. Okay. There. That should be good to go with that one. Luckily the Yukon Gold are kind of a yellow color on the inside, so you can really tell, but you can't really tell the difference between the red Pontiac and the russet. They're both white. Well, the rest has got a little red tint to that. I'll show you in just a minute as it's drying up. Okay, and then this one. There's no other eyes. They're all here on that same side. So I'm going to leave this one just the way it is because there are no more eyes over here at all. So I'm just going to leave this whole. Because remember, you got to have at least 1 to 2 eyes per plant. Potato. Okay. So that's going to go there. One more right here. Not going to have much luck on this one either. So I think I'm just going to... I definitely know I need to cut them. You don't have to cut these. You can plant this whole thing solid the way it is right here, okay? But you're only going to get one plant from here. Each one of these cuts is considered a plant. So you get more by cutting them and then letting them get a hard skin on the fresh meat for 2 days, okay? So you're extending the potato growth by cutting them, okay? So there's one okay, actually I can do that 1, 2, 3. I see that 3 here. So I'm going to be able to cut this right here. I'm only going to be able to get 2. I was sorry about that. I was hoping to get 2 to 4 by this big potato, but not going to happen. I'm only going to be able to get 2. But that, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so I'll put my... I'm going to show you up in a minute what they all look like. So I'm going to do these other 2, the ones that are kind of pruny, but you don't need to watch me on that. I'll bring it back when I see the whole thing on the whole tray. I'll bring it back. Okay, we're back. I'm going to show you the finished project. But I forgot to tell you, the grocery store ones, which are these right here. Oops. You know what? I'm sorry. My camera failed. Bear with me. Let me fix it. One of these days I will get myself a new tripod. But it is what it is. You make do with what you got. Okay. You see these 2 right here? Those are the grocery store ones. They came in these individual mesh bags. And what you always want to do is double check them while you're at the store. If they're really pruny like that, you probably don't want to buy them and wait for the next season. Okay, but you never know. You know what? I've done some reading, and a lot of them say they still grow. Some of them say no, it doesn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and try it and see what happens. But these come in the mesh bag with the little this information sheet, which is this right here, and then there's what the back of it is with that information. So it's nice for you to have this information on it. Okay, so that's not too bad, but this is one reason why I like to buy from MiGardner. Everything, I just want to make sure I don't lose my potatoes. Is MiGardner sends you an information packet, and you see where I hand wrote a bunch of notes and stuff? I'm OCD, so I have to write everything down for me to pay attention and keep up with it. Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, so it gives you all the information on it. And of course, here's our phone number and here's our information. There you go for those who want to maybe do a screenshot of it. Okay, I just want to make sure you have time. And then this is my packing slip. I like to keep track of this, just me, so I know what I ordered from, who I ordered it from, and stuff, so all that information is there. And then here's more information on the potato, but I like the fact that they do a to-do list. And you can keep track of all that way. I won't be doing that because I have a program called Plant This. I'll put a link in the description box to it. I really love it because my OCD kicks in. And if I'm one of these things, if I don't see it, I don't keep up with it. So it keeps up with it. And it has a reminder to let you know when to water, when to fertilize, and stuff like that. And I can keep up with all that. Even has a link where you take a picture of the plant, and it tells you if the plant's sick and what cures or remedies that you need to make the plant healthy again. Okay, so anyway, this is my take on getting seed potatoes ready to plant, and then hopefully you'll harvest in 90 to 120 days, depending on the breed and the type of plant, the potato that you've got. Because do your own research. What zone you're in, so you'll know when to order, where to order them from. If you don't have a local store to go to, I guess, like I said before, I went to my local Lowe's. I'm so sorry about the coughing. I was there to get soil anyways, but when I saw that they had these on sale, I was like, hey, which it's a lot cheaper than the MiGardner, but look at the quality of the potato that I got. So there's, again, it's like one of those other things where what you buy is what you get for. So, well, you know what? We'll see at the end of the season. I'll do a recap at the end of the season of how well these grew in my grow bags versus how well the MiGardner ones, the ones who are perfectly firm and potato, not all pruny like these other ones. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching. And hope that you can grow some potatoes in your garden. Thank you so much. Have a great day now. Take care. Bye-bye.